Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers, the Veto Ceremony. It is done. It is finito.
And there's not really any surprises with it, but we're still here and we're still going to go through all the details that we've got for you.
Here's the fun thing about this update is that, yes, the Veto Ceremony may not surprise anyone, but what might surprise everyone is the plan, a scheme that Brent came up with leading up to the Veto Ceremony, which is hilarious, and also, no, there is no second thing. It is just hilarious.
I think it's good that he's actually doing something. I mean, we've already seen this season and on other seasons where people don't really come up with anything and they don't really try anything. Is it gonna, could it hurt you? Yes, the plan could go horribly awry, but it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, I will agree with that. And if Brent was a different person or a different player, maybe this actually could have been beneficial. But he is Brent. Anyway, before we dive further, hit that subscribe button. We are here breaking down all things Big Brother 23 for you guys. And we also covered Animal Kingdom last night on the channel if you missed that.
We are 70 people away from hitting 54,000 subscribers. It's crazy. So yeah, if you want to help us out, we would appreciate that quite a bit. Also, we have some new pictures up at our Instagram, Matt and Just TV. Coco Chanel Vanderwolf has not had a haircut since February last year. The only haircuts she has had were the ones that I gave her at home. And I thought I was doing a really good job until yesterday. She went to the paw spa and she got an actual real professional haircut. And let's just say that I've learned that my haircutting skills are really not up to par of what they should be, but they were good enough to get her going through sort of the crisis that was going on. We didn't want to bring her out.
Yeah.
But now she's looking spiffy, so I have before and after pictures up at the Instagram, so give us a follow.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. And the Veto Ceremony itself is just like, this is just sort of wah wah ho hum. There's no reason for any sort of hype here.
No, I mean, he didn't use it. Christian has the veto. He decided not to use it. There's no real surprise here.
All right, and so now we're in a situation where Brent and Brittany remain on the block.
Yep.
One of them is going, but here's where the real entertainment value comes in. Because we all know Brent's being evicted. Like, this is not a surprise to anyone out there.
It is not. Although with Brent going and everyone kind of knowing that he's going, Brittany's reaction to sort of having been put up on the block in the first place was like quite a lot. Like, she was really upset. And now that we've had a chance to watch what Xavier said in that nomination ceremony, I mean, that wasn't for me enough where it's like, he owes me an apology. I was like, for what? What does he owe you an apology for? The only thing he said was that she might be coming after him. Like, that's not really like anything that, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It just wasn't there. We came up with a sort of talking a little bit about it yesterday, but we didn't have enough context of what he actually said or how he said it. Now, after watching it, I feel like hopefully maybe Brittany will give him an apology for saying that.
I think she's just mostly upset about being on the block 2 weeks in a row, because I can't, unless they cut something out, it felt like it was fairly seamless. I feel like if Xavier said something that was like really, really hardcore intense or just like bad.
Very hurtful.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't they show that? They want drama on Big Brother.
Yeah, when I heard what he said, and it was just like, and I think you're coming after me, and pretending that Brent is just the pawn, and Brittany, you're the person. I think you're coming after me. It wasn't like he went up there and said, a bunch of hurtful, horrible things. I think it is more of a reaction of being on the block 2 weeks in a row. And I get where she's coming from, but Xavier owes me an apology. No, he doesn't.
Brittany just needs to chill out, relax, just kind of get away from some of the other madness of the house for a few days.
Yes.
Let Brent sink his own ship, because he is very well capable of somehow doing that more than he already has.
The only thing that I think Xavier kind of missed the boat on was actually just talking to Brittany about what was going on. I feel like if she kind of knew what was going on, that she would have been a little bit better with stuff like that, to be like, listen, you're clearly not the target. Let's just get Brent out and all of us move forward. That, I mean, maybe there would be something there.
He danced around things a little bit too much. I mean, I don't think he's been a horrible HOH, but he could have done. I think his communication is a little bit too direct for people who are in danger and having to be on the block in the situation that Brittany is.
Yes.
Okay, so Brent's plan. This begins yesterday, and it is bizarre and pseudo-diabolical, but okay. So Brent, he thinks that he has this alliance called the Mafia, and we've gone over this before.
Yes.
With the aces and the queens. So he told the queens last night to meet up with the kings to see, what was going to happen. And, he told the queens to say that they would vote him out of the game. Like, he wanted them to go in there and say this.
The problem is, obviously, if then, let's just say everybody was sort of on the level with what Brent wants. If they went in and they said, hey, we're here to sort of test the waters with you guys. We all want Brent out. What do you want? Chances are, this is Big Brother. Chances are then the kings will be like, oh, all the queens want him out? Yeah, sure, we all want him out too. Like, what are they going to say? They're not going to be like, no, we want him to stay. Let's have a night fight. Everybody in the backyard now.
It is... I can't snap. See, I cannot join in on this.
Like, the plan just doesn't work because in Big Brother, a lot of times people will just roll with things, which is why we have 100 alliances. Do you want to be an alliance? Yes. It's just, it's the way the game plays.
I know a lot of people out there may be thinking, okay, why in the world would Brent want people to go into another room with another team and be like, we want to vote him out? And apparently, this was all an elaborate scheme on Brent's part because he was very, very worried that Christian was going to use the veto on Brittany, and then a bigger threat would go up on the block, or somebody who, actually not a bigger threat, somebody who would stay versus him. And he is so...
a bigger pawn.
There we go. He is so confident that he is going to stay versus Brittany. He needed her to be on the block still.
Yeah. That's where we are with it.
Congratulations, Brent. You see, this is the thing. Brent's plan in some ways actually worked. He just didn't really know what his plan was setting up, which was his own demise.
Yes.
He also, part B of Brent's plan. He wanted to test the waters with Alyssa. I think it was the sewer rats.
Right, yes, the sewer rat.
The sewer rat ally, Alyssa. He wanted to make sure he could really, really trust her, and she was a part of this meeting where the queens go in with this lie, and he wanted to know, would she tell him about it? And as it turns out, she told him about the meeting.
Shocking.
She told him about the fake meeting because the royal flush, like the actual alliance that matters more than the mafia, They all agreed to let Alyssa go and do this so that Brent would still have some trust in her.
It's all just ridiculous. He really is just clowning himself. But I mean, the thing is I will give it to Brent. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that the whole house is against him. He's actually trying. And I can't ever be mad about that. Even if I don't like Brent, which I don't, or I don't like whoever's doing it, I can't be mad at somebody trying to put something together to just test the waters. Where do I stand? Okay, Christian's not going to use the veto. Where's he going to go now with this? Like, he's not laying down and just being like, okay, roll me out the door. He's actually doing something. I'll give him props for that. Anything else? No. But thank you for not rolling over and just dying and getting pushed out the door.
Yeah, he's not pulling a Frenchie where he's threatening to quit the game or doing anything like
he's
that.
Not.
Like, he may be extremely misguided and his social awareness is horrible, but he views Alyssa as a final two. He wants to make sure he can trust her. He tests this. He thinks that he's got his mafia alliance. He doesn't know that this royal flush thing is a thing that's actually more important than anything he has going on. And with all this, Alyssa has shown that she is trustworthy to Brent, and that Brent can feel absolutely A-okay, 100% safe. He has the votes because he knows that Alyssa's got all that control over these other people in the game.
Alyssa does have control over some of the other people in the game, and I think he does know that, but I think he's just so, like, infatuated with her that he's gonna believe whatever she tells him.
Yeah, he's gonna believe whatever she says, and I think it also, like, it makes some sense for Brent to sort of at least have it in his idea that, okay, there's been people out there discussing the idea of getting rid of me, and I think that's probably more believable than an idea of no one has ever brought up evicting you ever.
No, I think he knows that. I mean, I know we were kind of joking around about the I'm not, pawn material, but when I actually saw a little bit more of that conversation on the show last night, and I really thought more about it, what he's actually trying to say is, I know I'm a threat. He just said it in a way that was just so ridiculous. You're right. You're not pawn material. But then more context where he's like, I'm a threat. Yeah, you are. That's why you got to go. Besides the fact that you're irritating everybody.
They really gave, to use your phrase, they really gave Brent the bus schedule in the edit last night. They spelled it out big time.
Yeah, he got a real... I'm not even going to say a bad edit, because we've seen some bad edits, like especially over on Bachelorette right now. There's been some real bad edits on things where it's kind of like things are taken out of context and edited together to like give Mike P a really bad story about cuddling with his mom that wasn't really a thing. Brent is saying and doing the things that he is getting an edit for. So it is not a bad edit. It is just the edit of what he's saying.
It's an even better edit because it's like now we actually get like the diary rooms from like a Hannah or an Alyssa actually reinforcing everything that is very clear from their body language alone.
It was also really nice to see that the show did touch on a little bit with the Hannah Derek ex romance that's going on. They're really cute. I mean, even if nothing comes out of it, their friendship is something that feels like it's going to go on like long past the show. They just like really do bounce off each other really nice.
I really like the two of them. I want to see more of the two of them in the game, showmantic or not. But, this is kind of where we are. It's a pretty straightforward week. Everyone is already, of course, starting to look ahead.
It's true. But because Brent has been playing pretty hard to try to make sure he's okay, I mean, it's only Monday, so things could easily start to kind of spiral out for him.
I think the big concern I would have if I'm Brittany is mainly herself, because if she gets too worked up about being on the block and says the wrong thing to the wrong person, maybe they'll be like, Brent has no one. He can be gotten rid of at any given time.
Brittany needs to spend this week, like, really figuring out what her next move is. This is twice that she's been on the block as a pawn. If she goes up any more times, she is done. She is just going to be the pawn until she just ends up going home. She either has to win next week or she needs to take the next few days and start building better relationships with just a few people and hope that one of them gets into power next week.
Here's just a good template question for you, Brittany. What can I do for your game? How can I help you? That way, it's not about, feel bad for me. I've been on the block 2 weeks in a row.
No, this is terrible gameplay.
Yeah. Just make it about other people. Make it, they all want to be the hero of their own story. Allow them to have that opportunity.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll tie everything up here. This is mostly going to be the Brent show for the next couple of days. Prepare yourselves accordingly.
Yep.
For now, though, what did you guys think about Brent's plan, the veto ceremony, and where do you think this week's going from here?
Yep.
Let us know. Hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to check out our Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Animal Kingdom coverage.
Yeah, we have a new Blacklist coming up tomorrow, another one on Friday. It's a busy week.
It's a very busy week. We hope to see you guys here for all of it.